Welcome to this introduction to chemistry at Hills Road. I'll be giving you some information about the A-level course itself and what it's like to actually study A-level chemistry at Hills Road. So I am Dr. Joe Boyd. I am the current head of chemistry at Hills Road, and I have two helpers with me today who will be answering some questions that I have at the end of the presentation. So if you guys would like to introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Anna. I'm in Year 12 at Hills and I'm a part of ChemSoc.
And I'm also Year 12 at Hills, and I'm Savannah, and I'm also part of ChemSoc.
Thank you very much. Right, so let's start this introduction then. Okay, so as I said, I am Dr. Boyd. I have been at Hills Road for 4 years now. I'm the current head of chemistry, and before being at Hills, I was head of chemistry at a secondary school in the Cambridgeshire area. And here's the department itself. Throughout the presentation, you will see numerous photographs of the department. We have 5 specialist laboratories. Some of them have benches at the front so we can do theory work, and then benches at the back so that we can move into the practical. We also have one other classroom which doubles as a computer room, and we were also lucky to have a lecture theatre in our building as well, which we use for visiting speakers and things like that. So we offer the OCR A chemistry course at Hills. It's the most popular course, and it's our favourite, and we have really good links with the OCR exam board, who are actually just down the road from us on Hills Road. So if you're watching this video, it's because you are interested in studying an A-level in chemistry. So why would you choose an A-level in chemistry? What kind of person suits A-level chemistry? So if you enjoy subjects which encourage logical thinking, problem solving, pattern recognition, a bit of creativity as well, then you'd be well suited to this A-level. If you want to study a subject that also develops a range of skills that can be used not just in your A-levels but beyond as well, so at university or in a future career. So lots of skills you'll pick up. It's a very rigorous A-level, lots of transferable skills. And of course, it's a highly practical subject as well. We do run lots of practicals at Hills Road, so you'll get lots of experience in actually the practicals and handling equipment and things like that. If you're thinking of a career in the scientific discipline, then this is likely that chemistry is a vital subject for you at A-level. As it says there, it makes an important contribution in lots and lots of fields, obviously mostly science, but also beyond as well. So there are some subjects as well, some jobs and vocations which actually require A-level chemistry. So things like medicine, lots of our students go on to study medicine, veterinary science, dentistry, pharmacy. So all of those, and of course the pure chemistry and the chemistry related subjects will require an A-level in chemistry as well. But most of all, why choose A-level chemistry is if you're interested in the subjects. Okay, so you have to enjoy chemistry from GCSE, and there's going to be quite a bit of independent work that you'll need to do for the course. So to actually enjoy the subject is vital. Otherwise, you'll struggle to keep up with the work that goes on outside of the lessons. Okay, so as you know, chemistry is a fascinating subject. It has lots of applications in our daily lives. The whole world around us is connected to chemistry in some way or other, whether it be materials and how they interact with each other, the energy changes that happen when they do, and then the organic side of it as well, so the creation of pharmaceutical drugs and vaccines as well. So chemistry has a big part to play in our lives, which is why it makes it so interesting. Here's a quote that we've got from one of our students, just to say why they chose to study an A-level in chemistry. So the chemistry department seemed so approachable and friendly, and the resources looked amazing. And most importantly, I love chemistry. Okay, so it just shows you how important it is to like the subject, and the fact that they've got something good to say about our department as well is great. And hopefully at some point you'll be able to come and visit us and meet us in person at an open evening or a welcome event or something, and so you can see that all of that is actually true. Here's another one. I chose chemistry because I thought it would fit nicely with my other subjects, biology and maths, and this has turned out to be completely true. So yes, we have lots of students who take a study of a varied program. Lots of students, most of our students take chemistry with one other science, biology or physics. Many of our students also take maths as well alongside the two sciences, but that's not always the case. We do have people taking two sciences and a completely different subject, and we might hear about that a bit later from our students who are helping today. So what will you actually get to study on the chemistry course at Hills Road? So we want to make sure that you start off on the course with a really solid background and foundation in chemistry. So the course starts with the foundation chemistry module. Some of those topics you might recognise from GCSE. But yeah, we want to make sure we've got a really good solid grasp on the GCSE content, which does get repeated again at the beginning of the A-level chemistry course and then gets built upon as the course goes on. So we do the foundation chemistry module first, and then about Christmas time it splits into two channels, two fields in chemistry, and you'll have a different teacher for each one. So one teacher will start looking at organic and analytical chemistry. So you probably would have had limited experience of organic chemistry at GCSE. So this will be completely new and therefore very interesting and challenging. So you might recognise some of those organic families on the slide there. And we'll also look at some of the analytical techniques that we'll use to actually analyse these organic molecules and identify them. And then the other teacher, in the meantime, will be looking at the physical and inorganic chemistry stream. So looking in more detail at the periodic table, various groups within there. We're looking at energy and equilibria, acids, redox. Okay, so yeah, lots and lots of varied topics in there. And throughout the course, there will be the practical techniques module. Okay, so we do lots and lots of practicals at Hills Road. We think they're really important for helping consolidate the theory. There's just some of the practicals you'll be getting involved with there. So yeah, we'll make sure that everyone when they leave us is really confident and competent in the lab with handling all the equipment and the chemicals that you would might have to use in university degrees or in future careers and things like that. So that's an ongoing thread throughout the whole of the course. So what skills will you develop? So obviously you've got the academic skills and abilities which you will hone throughout the 2 years. But as I just mentioned with the practicals, here's a couple of photos of a couple of practical labs of ours. So yeah, you'll become really confident and competent in the lab environment and making sure that you're proficient in many skills when it comes to your future studies in the sciences. So handling of equipment, which you haven't been able to use before, is important. And you'll get to work with a partner, so you'll work in pairs in the lab work, and then you might get together in small teams as well to share results and then get to evaluate and analyse all the information from the practical itself as well. So you've got those kind of skills. And of course, the other kind of skills is is what goes on outside the academic side, I suppose. So chemistry is a rigorous and challenging A-level. There's a lot of independent work involved, so that the work you carry out, we recommend 5 hours of chemistry studies outside of lessons, and that's a week. So 5 hours a week of chemistry outside lessons. So you will develop lots of independent learning skills, to learn how to be organised and efficient and effective in how you work away from the college. And many students do find chemistry a bit of a challenge at first. That's absolutely normal, but you will learn to be resilient, and you'll be able to persevere, hopefully, and get through that and find it a lot less tricky as the course progresses. So that's the skills that you'll develop. What skills will you actually need to join us at Hills? So for the A-level chemistry, we require a level 7 in GCSE chemistry. So that's if you're taking triple science. If you're doing combined science or double science, then it's 2 7s in that. There's quite a lot of maths content as well in the A-level chemistry course. So we do require level 7, at least in GCSE maths as well. It would certainly help if you've got a good understanding of GCSE chemistry, either from the double or triple course. And yeah, don't worry if you think that you have maybe some gaps in your understanding. We will be able to get you up to speed in no time at all. But yes, it certainly would help if you've got a reasonably good understanding when you join. Things like writing ionic formulae, balancing equations. When it comes to practicals, things like making observations and the actual working in the lab itself. Other skills which would be useful for when you join, things like plotting graphs, rearranging equations, using standard form, significant figures, all those kinds of things which do appear in the A-level chemistry course as well. Other things outside of chemistry, so I've already mentioned numerical skills, but if you're quite a good problem solver, so you like Sudoku or crosswords or something like that, we find that helps a lot. There's students who are good at those tend to be quite good at chemistry as well. And those that have an attention to detail tend to do really well. Okay, so those that can really read a question and see exactly what is being required. There's a lot of detail in the A-level chemistry course. The better you are at it, obviously you'll improve your skills as you go. But the better you are when you join us, that all helps. I've already mentioned resilience and perseverance. They are good skills and attributes to have certainly on this course, which you'll be able to work on throughout the 2 years. And obviously a willingness to work hard. Okay, as I've always mentioned, it is a challenging A-level. So if you enjoy the subject, you find it fun, then working hard and doing the independent study shouldn't be a problem at all. But yes, those who work hard and put the effort in, without fail, tend to do really well with us on the A-level chemistry course at Hills. So it is a challenging course, as I said, and there will be times when you'll find little bits quite difficult, but don't worry, there's plenty of support on offer for you. And this slide shows you how you will be supported at Hills. So first of all, to begin with, each and every one of you will be given the study packs. Okay, so the bespoke study packs that hopefully you can see on the screen now. Okay, this is the first one. It's actually the first one that you'll look at. I've got the second one here as well. So this provides the core of the notes for our chemistry students. So these study packs have theory in there so that you don't need to make copious amounts of notes during the lesson. It's much better if you were listening and understanding rather than taking notes. So there's a lot of theory in here, and there's room for making your own notes as well in places. And there's lots of questions in here. Okay, so when it comes to knowledge and understanding, there's lots of questions in here throughout the separate exercises which will help you practice that. And then at the back of the pack, we have some real past paper questions so that you can practice how to apply your knowledge and understanding when it comes to real exam question scenarios. Okay, so these have been honed over a number of years. They're really good. Our students love them, and each one is an individual topic. So you don't need to bring a separate, or you don't need to bring the whole lot in for every lesson. Just the one that's relevant to the lesson that day, which again our students like. It's very well organised and very well arranged, which helps students in their independent study. And to back that up, we have our intranet sites. So that's SharePoint. We have lots and lots of resources on there. So these all link to the study packs and the exercises within. There's support materials in there for topics that you might find challenging. There's revision materials for when the time comes for assessment. There's extension materials for those that want to be pushed that little bit harder. And through our intranet site, you can also access the digital version of our textbook. Okay, so that will save you having to bring a textbook into college every day when you have a lesson. And there's obviously the face-to-face support as well. So within our lessons, once students are off and working, usually in their study packs, the teacher will be able to move around the room and offer support face-to-face, often one-to-one. Then we often have, we also have lunchtime surgeries and workshops. So these could be drop-in surgeries for students just to come in and ask specific questions that they might have on a particular exercise that they've been set for independent studies. Students come in just as a place to work, knowing that they've got a teacher on hand to help whenever they get stuck. We have workshops as well, and the ChemSoc is run by students, and they run these workshops, particularly just before assessments, like the formative assessments, like tasks, and also the summative assessments, tests. So beforehand, the Chemistry Society like to run workshops, and they're very much appreciated by our students. There's a peer mentoring scheme as well, and that's currently run by the Chemistry Society as well. So that's where we buddy up a Year 12 student with a Year 13 student. And actually, both students get a lot out of this, and got some really positive feedback for that. So that's very popular for our Year 12 students who maybe find it a little bit tough at the beginning of the course. And the Chemistry Society I've already mentioned as well. And if we have time, I might get my two volunteers to talk a little bit more about that as well. But yes, they run lots of things. Some I've mentioned already. Other things are like inviting guest speakers in to give talks in the Science Lecture Theatre and things like that. So that's a fantastic resource we've got to build our community in the chemistry department at Hills. We run lots of extension activities as well. So things like the RSC Schools Analyst Competition. So you'll get the chance to sign up for that and possibly as well take part in the area heat, win, and then possibly the opportunity to go into the national heats as well. We run the Chemistry Olympiad. That's most popular for our Year 13 students, but some Year 12 students also have a go at that too. And also the Cambridge Chemistry Challenge, which is just for Year 12 students studying chemistry. So they're all very popular. And of course, you'll be well supported in the practical work as well. We understand that students arrive to us with different experiences of practicals and different levels of competence. So we'll spend the first few practicals just getting everyone up to speed. And certainly by the time people leave us in Year 13, everyone's at the same level and everyone is very much confident and competent in the lab. So here's a quote regarding how students are supported in the chemistry department. So from the daily lunchtime drop-in help sessions, which I've used more times than I can remember, to opportunities for peer mentoring from Year 13 students, there has always been ways for me to find help when I needed it. Okay, so that's just one example of much positive feedback we've had back from our students. Here's another one. I know that many students may be worried about the step up in difficulty from GCSE, but with all the support available, I have found that no student is left behind if they don't understand. All you have to do is ask for help. And that last line is actually really important. Okay, don't suffer in silence. Always ask for help and support the moment you need it. Don't leave it hanging. Don't try and muddle on through yourself. There's lots of support available face-to-face and online. So just make sure you ask. Okay, we love it when students ask for support. And yes, we don't like it so much when students try and hide it from us. Okay, we're here to help. We want you to do well. Okay, so we're extremely proud of our students. So by the time they leave us in Year 13, they come up with some absolutely fantastic results. And some of the achievements are on the slide in front of you here. So looking at the 3 years pre-COVID, here's some average grade scores for you. So recent performances wise, in the 3 years pre-COVID, we actually got the number of A-star students as 18%. Okay, so almost 1 in 5 students who study chemistry at Hills leave with an A-star grade, which is an absolutely unbelievable statistic. And if we look at A-star to A, it's actually 50%. So 50%, half our students go on to achieve an A-star or A at A-level chemistry. The one that people often look at, of course, is the A-star to B bracket, which is 73% for us. And again, like the A-stars, an A-star to A is considerably above the national average. So 73% compared to 54%. So some fantastic achievements from our students, and also with progress as well. Okay, so what we call value added. Lots of our students make more progress with us in A-level chemistry than they tend to do nationally. Okay, so not just in the actual outcome, the grade itself, but also the progress that our students make is absolutely fantastic. There's the practical endorsement as well. So that's just a pass or fail certificate that goes alongside the A-level chemistry grade. And so far, 100% of our students have all passed the practical endorsement. And other achievements that I'll talk about and mention is the number of students who actually take part in these national competitions. We had last year, or before, when we were able to run it normally in a normal year, we had over 100 students taking part in all of the competitions that I mentioned earlier, and a lot of them did fantastically well. Some went on to actual whole national competitions and got invited to Oxford and Cambridge colleges for extra workshops and things like that. So yeah, we really are proud of how our students get on in chemistry. And what did our amazing students go on to do then? So as you can see from this slide, the vast majority of students go on to university. Some go straight into apprenticeships or straight into employment as well. But the vast majority go on to higher education, studying courses. You can see on the side there, the most popular courses, I'd say, of our students who study chemistry. So you've got obviously the pure chemistry itself. Then you've got the other subjects which still contain some chemistry in them. So the biomedical sciences, the biological sciences, biochemistry, pharmacy. Then there's the physics side of it as well. So physics itself, or chemical engineering, or just plain engineering. Some go on to do maths. and as you can see there, medicine, veterinary science, dentistry, things like that, the vocational courses. So yeah, they're very, very popular for our students, particularly medicine. And not only that, some students who do chemistry go on and choose a completely different degree, not necessarily related to the sciences. So things like law, business, economics, okay, they're all chemistry A-level is looked on very, very favourably when it comes to subjects like that. So that's where our students tend to go and what they tend to do. So that's enough of me speaking, I think. So now's the time to hear from a couple of our students. So I'm going to ask them a couple of questions just so that you can get the real truth about what it's like to study chemistry at Hills Road. And so I'm going to ask Anna first, if I could. I'm going to ask you, why did you choose to study chemistry?
Yeah, so I really enjoyed chemistry at GCSE, so that was the main reason why I chose it. But also I was very unsure of what I wanted to do in the future, but I knew I wanted it to involve science in some way. So I think chemistry, for me, it kept a lot of my options open for degrees for university and my choices. So that was really helpful for me for not feeling unsure of what direction I was going in. It kept a lot of doors open. And it's just a really enjoyable subject in general.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. And my second question is to Savannah. And I'm going to ask, why would you recommend chemistry at Hills to a potential student?
I definitely think that compared to my other subjects, you don't need to worry about the independent work in the sense that you don't feel like it's going to drag on and take 5 hours. Like you can complete it in your study packs as homework and everything. And I don't feel like it takes quite the toll that the 5 hours takes for other subjects. I also think that the subject as a whole at Hills is really manageable, just due to as was mentioned before, just due to all the support you can get. Every day there's a surgery. I'm not sure what it's like not online, but as in from this year coming. But literally every day after the lesson, if I didn't know anything from the lesson, I could easily ask a question. I also think that the variety of like extension materials is really useful. I did do the chemistry Olympiad and I want to do it again. And I think that that's quite a nice thing. If you're really interested in the subject from GCSE, you'll enjoy it at A-level and you'll also probably want to do the extension materials. So yeah, but most of all, I think it's a really manageable subject at Hills. That's my main thing.
Great, thank you very much. So what you said there about the independent study is exactly spot on. So those students who make the most of their independent study periods during the college hours, they're the ones who tend to find the workload actually very manageable for them. So that's great. So thank you very much, guys. That's it for now.